Hey everybody, first of all I want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm totally happy to share my journey and my experience in terms of nutrition and fitness with you. Even if you studied this, those are all theories. Those are theories everybody has access to. And if you would go to a library, you can read just as much about nutrition as anybody who's studying it. But you can't get past the point of actually doing something. It's the same with anything, a fitness routine. No matter how good it is for someone, you need to try it out and see how it works for you. Only then will you be able to see the results of that. So saying that, I'd like to kind of recap what's been going on for me. Well, way back I started out with the Atkins diet, which was a total low carb diet. I did that for a few weeks. However, it wasn't really for me. I'm not saying that it's not a good diet or anything. It did work. I lost weight, I shedded it. However, the environment I live in, it just doesn't accompany it. I have a little son, my wife, and meat isn't that good for everybody. It has a certain result for certain people who can do it, but for some people too much protein is just not good, and depending on their conditions. For certain people with type 2 diabetes, conditions, I'll explain to you what it is in a little bit. For some people, if you have a certain condition, for example type 2 diabetes or so, then that's totally fine. You can go ahead and you can try it that way. So that's okay. And like I said, for certain people it's a good try, it's something good, you can try it out. But for me, I just had to move on. And what I did after that was I started eating a lot of green food, a lot of vegetables, I tried to fill myself with a lot of nutrition, especially raw food. I didn't become a raw foodist, but I started making myself a green smoothie every day. I put kale in it, I put fruits in it, but what I try to do is have the amount of greens, like spinach or kales, have it to be more than 50% of my smoothie. And then what I did was, in the next step, that was like coming to the vegetable side of life, filling my diets more with vegetables. I try to have at least 60% in general vegetable from whatever I eat, and then I try to have at least 50% of what I eat to be fresh, meaning unprocessed or maybe even raw, like a salad, or just having the vegetables be steamed in a certain way. And after that, what I did was I cut down sugar in general. And after doing that, I had one of the most amazing experiences. Now, this might just be a theory based on some things I've read, but you see, what sugar does to your body is very profound, but not in a positive way. Okay, refined sugar, and even if it's brown sugar, it does things to your body that in a cumulative way, meaning over a certain time, are not good for your body. And the effect that it has is not positive for your teeth, for your metabolism, and for your immune system. We're so used to it that we don't even think about it. But I noticed once I started not doing it, that it had a big effect on me. So what happened? Okay, I cut down sugar. First thing you'll have every time when you change your nutrition to something, I would say a higher level, is that your body starts getting rid of the garbage from the lower level. Excuse me for putting it that blunt. So you have reactions. Okay, people say it's detoxifying, but you just have certain reactions. Your body starts cleansing itself or rebooting itself, I would say. And in terms of not eating sugar, that can feel like having a headache. you might feel weak and you think, oh, I need sugar, right, this and that. Hey, you have carbs in your rice. You have carbs that your body needs for energy in many things. And for those of you on a ketone diet, you know, the body actually uses ketones in other terms too. And there's other ways you can get your body to use its ketones as well. One of those things is when you do very intense workouts, cardio, the afterburn effect is precisely what is precisely that kind of effect. It burns fat for afterwards for energy. It doesn't burn your sugars, your glucose. It burns your fat after that. But that's something for another time. So what I wanted to say is, so I quit the sugar. I had reactions, might be a headache, but when you go through those things, you really come to the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not just light, it's a green pasture, if you want to see it in terms of an analogy. And I felt really good afterwards. For one, I had less hunger, less hunger spurts. I would still eat in the evenings, but it was more, I ate 3 times a day. And in between, I would give myself a snack maybe, but it wasn't the same. I was able to eat to the point where I'm not bloated, where I didn't feel heavy or sluggish afterwards. Yeah, and that's just by leaving out sugar and having a smoothie every day, alright? Just leaving out sugar and having a smoothie every day. And this is something, it changed how I thought about nutrition. And the thing is, you have the greatest nutritionist in the world for free in your body. Yeah, you just have to learn to become in sync with that nutritionist, with your body. Your body, from ground down, genetically implanted, knows precisely what it needs. It knows precisely what it doesn't need. Why do you think when a lady is pregnant, she stays away from certain foods, things that smell a certain way? Our body knows it. And if you can readjust yourself and become sensitive to those things again, you have the most powerful nutritionist inside of you. But there's 2 things you need to work on. That is your mental side and your emotional side. See, those things together, they can be your friend or they can be your biggest enemy. And in terms of being your friend, it's just that in a certain way, a clear mind can help you see things better, and it can help you control your body and emotions. But in terms of being an enemy, you see, when your mind is not clear and focused and is controlled by your emotions and feelings, your desires, your cravings, those are all things on the emotional level that interact with your body and kind of like, in the last instance, your mind has to say, okay, let's do this. But when your mind is weak, it's like, those movies where there's the king and there's the people, the council around him, but that council is actually rotten and evil, and they kind of always tell him things that are not good until he finally says no and cleans out that council. And that's precisely what you have to do with yourself. You have to get your mind straight, know what you want to do, and then just say, okay, I'm gonna try it. And even if you make a mistake, that's okay. That's totally okay. Learn from your mistakes. Look inside. Don't blame it on the cookie, on the this or the that. Just look inside and say, okay, what just surfaced in me that kind of made me weak again? That's how you tackle it, day for day. And this is a process. It's not something I can sell you for 1 week or it's gonna happen in 3 weeks. No, you have to work on this. And everybody has an individual time span, okay? Because you have individual needs. And these things, they happened over time. They're in layers. So you're gonna have to break them down layer by layer, okay? That's it. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. So, one good tip, please try it out and post your results and how you felt about it, okay? That's meaning leave out sugar. Let's make this a challenge, a 1-week challenge, okay? 7 days, no sugar, okay? If you want something sweet, maybe you can try some honey or so, but no more refined sugars, okay? Cut out all the refined sugars and try a smoothie once a day, either in the morning or in the evening or for lunch, whichever suits you best, alright? Good luck and keep on that path.